because I'm trying to work out with my connections to see if I can join the Yonkers Police Department. But tell me I'm over age, okay? I've aged out. But you can join in if you are in the bracket of the age requirement. Officer LaShawn, Lieutenant Domenico or Domenica? Domenica are here with us today to talk about the Yonkers Police Department, to talk about this beautiful career, a calling to serve the people of Yonkers. Thank you, ladies, for being here.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
I know that you've been on the force for how long, LaShawn?
LaShannon. In January, I'll make 9 years.
9 years. And Lieutenant, you are about to retire.
Yes.
And let me tell you, I envy you. Retiring at that age, it's amazing.
It's what this job, it's the opportunity that this job gives you to retire young. You take it young, you take the test young, you become a police officer, and you can retire early.
And you can start another career
if
you choose, or you can go somewhere and relax.
That too, absolutely.
What made you become a police officer?
With me, I went to school in college. I took many classes because I didn't know what I wanted to do, you know, like typical, you know, young person. And I took a class that was given by a professor that was a retired NYPD cop. And it just clicked in that moment. I'm like, oh wow, you know, this is what I want to do, you know. And from that moment, I just was razor sharp, focused on becoming a cop, and I did, and I'm glad I did.
So there is a few things that you need to have within yourself to become a police officer. Education, focus, have a clean record. This is the things that I want to emphasize to the people, to the audience that are watching us. If you want to have a career in the police department, you need to have some qualifications. And all those qualifications are things that can be reached by them. But what about you? How beautiful, how was your decision when you decided to become a police officer? And what made you decide? I know, by the way, I remember your dad.
Okay.
Okay. You come from a police family. Your father was a police officer.
It was actually my grandfather.
Your grandfather?
My grandfather was a police officer, yeah. So obviously, having a relative who's a police officer, you kind of have the feeling of service already kind of embedded in yourself and your family. I didn't really get interested in joining the police department until 9/11. During 9/11, I was in high school, and I watched all the people running out of the building, and I watched the NYPD and the fire department running in the building, and it just made me feel like the bravery and the courage that it took to do that was something that I thought was honorable, and it made me look at policing different. I obviously didn't take the exam until many years later when I was a little more mature, but at that time is when I kind of developed a different sense of admiration for the profession.
Any regrets? Like, oh, I should have followed a different career, I should have done something else, or are very happy with the decision that you made?
No, I wish I had made it earlier. I got hired at 27, so I won't be able to retire until 47. There's some people who have gotten hired at 21, and they'll be technically able to retire at 41 years old, which is amazing. But at 47, I'll be able to have a whole different career if I choose to.
So your only regret is that you didn't join, sooner?
Yes.
Now, guys, before we go further, I want you guys to pay attention to this board behind me. Salary starts at $72,233 plus benefits. And those benefits are amazing. Are benefits and a career that if you join, let me tell you, you will not regret it. But I talk to lots of people on the street, and the mindset, I think it's the biggest problem. There is a problem with folks, I don't want to join the police department, they this, they that. We need to change the mindset. What can we tell them, okay, so they can look at the people who keep us safe, okay, that it's an honorable job, it's a job that they can be proud of, and it's an excellent job. What can we tell them? How can we change that mindset?
Well, like you said before, it is a calling. Like if you want to do something for the next person. You have this opportunity to impact somebody's lives. And when someone is like the most in need of help, when they're desperate, you can step in and actually do something that you can see, what you're doing, how you're helping the other person. So if you have that in your heart, if you have it in your heart, you join the police department, you can do something about it and see the results of your actions. So come on in.
I actually, I agree with Lieutenant Guzman. I think that it's a calling, and if you have the desire to help people and you have a heart of service, then this job puts you in a position to make a lot of money doing exactly what you love to do. There are many days I come to work, and if I'm being honest, I don't feel like I worked at all, because I spend my days doing exactly what I would be doing if I weren't working, right? I'd help the lady across the street. I'd slow down traffic for a baby or something, or someone vulnerable who might be in harm's way. Like, it's just normal stuff, if it's in you to do that kind of thing. Also, I think that even if it's not necessarily in you to do that kind of thing, and you may have mixed feelings about the police, which in all honesty is fair in this current climate, and you think there is a change to be made, I'm from the school of do something about it, don't talk about it, right? Like, if you want a change to be made, why not become part of the system that you want to change and efforts to change it, rather than scream about it from the outside?
Right on. So, that slogan that we are currently, using, be the change. Be the change you want to see. Yes, we need more diversity in the Yonkers Police Department. There is no doubt about that. But we can only have that diversity if folks
Correct.
join the police
Absolutely.
department.
Correct.
That's the only way.
Correct.
There is no other way. We'll only see high-ranking police officers as lieutenant there if you join it, if you take the test, if you apply, to the police work and get promoted. That's the only way to change things. That's the only way to change the system. Now, what about that mom that is talking to her son or daughter, trying to say, look, police department, and they having a problem communicating? Because as a parent, it's much easier sometimes to have a stranger talking to my son than me talking to my son. Very often they don't listen to me. But if somebody else talks to them, they will listen. Maybe it's time that you can talk to some of those kids out there watching and say, why should I join? Any one of you.
Lieutenant.
Well, why not? You have an amazing job. You get to work for the city of Yonkers, especially if you are from the city of Yonkers. You get to work with the people that you grew up with, help your neighbor, and we get paid very well, and we have lots of benefits. If you're of humble means, you have the opportunity to impact your family financially, and help your wife, or help your mother, or help your grandmother. Like, that's a big deal, and this job affords you to do that. And like she was saying, like, you get to do what you like, you enjoy, you get to meet a lot of people, and get paid to do that.
I don't know if you guys can read the slogan here. It says, New York State pension after 20 years. You get that nowhere else. And doesn't matter how old you are, right? You start collecting. Health benefits into retirement. Promotional opportunities in specialized training. There is no career like Yonkers Police Department. Now, there is some people here saying they're 35, they're 45. What's the age bracket?
So the age bracket is 18 to 34 and 364 days, which basically means that your birthday could fall the day after the test and you'd be eligible, but any day before, making you 35 before the actual test day, you can't take the exam.
You cannot take them. And what about dangers of the job? A lot of people say it's a dangerous job. To me, any job is dangerous. But yes, you have that extra element because you have to deal with certain circumstances on the street that might put you in a position that is extremely dangerous. But should people think about that before they join the police department?
I think, for me, I think, I agree with you. I think that there's danger in all walks of life at this point, right? I mean, unfortunately, we hear about people being shot going to the grocery store, and also sorts of horrible things like that. I think that when you become a police officer, when you have the idea that that's what you want to do, you need to be a person who is prepared to learn some things and become a little more vigilant, which I think a lot of people should do anyhow. I don't think it's a super dangerous job, especially not in the city of Yonkers. We don't have many incidents, thankfully, where police officers are involved in incidents where someone is critically or seriously hurt.
And there is a reason for that. Now, as you know, we are live and questions are coming in. We have a question here for you. Say, do you think that people of color and women will be lining up after this to join the Yonkers Police Department? Nope. You will be lucky if you get one. The Yonkers Police Department is one of the worst in the nation. Joining the department, no matter your skin, color, gender, or race, they will teach you to deploy the racist and military-style tactics, which you will be heard by the community, not help it. You see straight right through this bullshit, so stop. Well, Michael, I have to tell you this. I don't know which department you're looking at, but your description does not look like you talk about the Yonkers Police Department. Look around the country. I personally would think that the Yonkers Police Department should be teaching other police departments on how to handle. Taking what the police officer just said a few minutes ago, we don't have much problems on the street between police officers and the public. Don't we have any? Yes, we might have a few, but that's normal. That happens in any police department, any job. There is always issues. But on overall, I think we're pretty good.
I also think, and I don't really want to get into a back and forth
Yes.
with that gentleman. It sounds like he has a lot to say, but I also think that what you described, I guess I could see how you could believe that that happens, and maybe it does happen in different departments. Maybe people are weak enough that they are transformed into somebody that they're not because they become a police officer. I think that if that is your character, this is not the job for you. You need to be a person who is a leader, a person of integrity, and no one should be able to change your beliefs because of a job that you take.
No, I brought that up because I think it's important to bring it up, because by talking about it, we can change certain mindsets of people that think in that way and give them the right information. No, that's not the way it is. This is the way it is.
Right.
Do you concur?
This department, I can only speak about this department.
Right, we talked about this one.
The management here, like from the commissioner down, community is important. Like that is something that is said to everybody, and when you're doing your job, the community is important. The citizen is important. And that's how we go on a day-to-day basis. I know I do that for myself and my partners and the people that I surround myself. Helping the community is what motivates us every day. So it's ingrained in this department.
Well, I must say, I must concur with that. You know, this particular police department with Commissioner Mueller, at least with me, it has been a police department that I'm able to communicate with. I'm not saying I agree all the time, but disagreeing is okay. I don't agree with my wife all the time either, but I have a life with her. So we disagree, but when it comes to police community, interests for the people of Yonkers, making sure that we are safe, precise policing, as the commissioner calls it, I think we're improving. And if you're not seeing that, then I don't know where the problem lies. Now, what's next here? What do we want to see now? I know that there is a test coming up. We have a recruitment going up. We want people to join. When is the test? When should people join?
So the exam is September 18th, but that's not the important date. The important date is July 14th because that's the last day that you can actually submit your application. Currently we have some tutorial stuff going on where we are trying to prepare some of the people who will be taking the exam who are from the city of Yonkers to score well enough so that we can try our best to make the department more representative of the community. And I think that that's major. A lot of people don't know about it, and there's not enough credit given to the department for it because there aren't any other departments doing that. If you are a person who is interested in becoming a police officer, I personally think it's a great career path because you don't have to give it your entire life. You give it 20 years of your time, you leave with a great salary, a great pension, You've made some great connections. For me, it's a no-brainer, but that's just the way that I think. If you have any questions and you're interested in talking a little bit more offline, I'm available all the time with the Community Affairs Division. So you can reach out and ask any questions you have until July 14th.
We have here a comment from somebody by name of Wade Hardy. I am happy to see Yonkers Police Department take such steps to add more diversity to the department. Diversity is needed to affect change and fairness in policing. We can just complain and point fingers. We have to engage, stay involved, and work towards improvement. Thank you, officers, for your service in your community. I'm praying that other people of color will follow suit and join in your effort. Well, that's exactly the point. Be the change. Don't just sit there talking about the problems. Be the solution. And in this case, the people who are watching are the solution. All they need to do is sign up. There is not enough diversity. Well, you can fix that. We don't have enough officers, in the officers of color in the Yonkers Police Department. You can fix that. The people who are watching have the power to change all the things that they are complaining about.
Absolutely.
So join. So guys, don't forget, July 14, but that's not the date that you need to remember.
No, that's the day. That is the day.
Well, that's the day for the test, right?
No, the test day is...
Okay, correct me.
The test day is September 18th. That's not the day you need to remember. The last day to submit your application is going to be July 14th. That one is important because if you don't get that application in, then you won't be able to sit for the exam and then the whole thing be for naught.
Can I push back that date to July 12th? Because I don't want people to say, oh, I'm going to wait until the 14th. Then they get sick, things get on the way, they're not able to take the test.
That's true. I mean, waiting until the last minute obviously is risky. We all know that. But July 14th, if you have no other choice, you have until July 14th.
Until July 14th. So guys, don't wait. Do it now. You can do it. And don't forget, tomorrow, what time is the show? The event, Gary Square?
It's Friday.
It's Friday.
It's Friday.
This coming Friday, Brother to Brother and Yonkers Police Department are going to have an event. You want to tell us a little bit about that one?
So it's an event with the police department coupled with Brother to Brother. It's going to be in Getty Square. Starts at 12 to 2. There's going to be some music, DJ by DJ Jericho. Shout out to Jericho. That was great. And we're going to be there providing some information, probably some water, just kind of having a powwow. So if you want to come through or you're going to be in the area of Getty Square, come on by.
Guys, it's important. Communications, it's extremely important. Events like that, no, we all have opinions and ideas. Sometimes those opinions and ideas are based on wrong information. Maybe they're based on somebody else's bad experience. Have your own. Come to the event, engage with the police officers that are there. Ask questions. Ask the uncomfortable question. It doesn't matter. Maybe you get some clarity on what really happens, what the job is all about. And maybe you'll be able to change your mind. Yes?
Absolutely.
Thank you both. Thank you guys for watching. And don't forget, join the Yonkers Police Department.
Take care.